dark, smelly tower. He sees Mriswith down there, which greets him as Skin Brother.
The same way they treated Toby, by
Yep.
the way, when they first met him.
Exactly. And it scares the shit out of Berdine. You can't blame her. Now, Richard is the only person who can really detect these things. This one wasn't invisible. They're just kind of hard to see because they do blend in with stuff behind them. But you can definitely understand why Berdine is like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Even though Richard's last encounter with the Mriswith, he kind of figured out that they were going after Gratch. They weren't really trying to hurt him. Oh, they've been going after things that try to attack them because they're fucking scary, but they are not really on the offensive around us.
No.
So there's something there.
They did kill, like, townspeople and shit on their way through the first time, so, like, they aren't...
We weren't there for that, so we don't know if the townspeople were like, oh my god, monster, and then tried to kill them.
I mean, that's
and it was
true.
in defense. It's left just vague enough.
Yeah. Now, it did say that this thing, it wasn't fully materialized, but it was, like, weirdly glowing around the edges. And I was like, okay, that's strange. I don't know.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's special. So the Mriswith asks if he is there to wake the Sliff. Now, we don't know exactly what the Sliff is, but if you were paying attention a couple episodes ago, I may have made a reference to it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because I had an idea it was coming up. But he wants to know if they're there to wake the Sliff because it's accessible now. Soon, the Yabri, which are the blades they use, will sing. Which is, okay. So
ominous.
In this little section, I'm listening to Audible, and he lifts the blade to point at the blade. That's what he's doing. He's like, it's this thing.
Yeah.
Right? But then the Mriswith's mouth opens in what Richard takes to be a smile, and for just the split second, I was like, their knives are alive? Like, that's a thing? No. That didn't happen.
No.
The Mriswith was just like, it's my cool knife.
Yeah.
And then it'll be the time of the Queen.
Okay, Richard takes all of this very, very calmly, and he doesn't ask questions. Like, we don't see him go, this is concerning, or this is weird. Like, we're going into a keep that has been sealed. He was worried about the Mriswith being in there. Here is one. It's talking about something down here being accessible now, like it wasn't before. Their fucking knives are gonna start singing. And some queen is going to have her time.
To Richard, it's got to look like, oh, we're going to kill so many people.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And which queen are we talking about? Because I would assume Richard's initial reaction is Kaelin.
My queen, yeah.
But these are weird lizard creatures. And so, would you assume that? Or would you assume they're talking about their queen and this is weird? Like,
Not giving me a whole lot of reasons to trust you right now, thing.
Yeah, like you snuck into this place that I was worried you snuck in.
Yeah.
This is not good.
I mean, he's confused. He's conflicted. He doesn't feel threatened at all, but he also makes sure that Berdine stays chill because he's like, no, we're not gonna attack this thing if it's not attacking us. He kind of lets it go. And Berdine doesn't really understand why he's just letting this thing go. It's a Mriswith, dude. Kill it. It's right there. But he's very adamant that no, it wasn't going to hurt us. There's no need to kill it. And Berdine questions his judgment at this point.
Because the shit it said was fucking weird. And yeah, it obviously thinks you're here to help it. Why would we help it, Richard? Like, it's not going to kill you because it wants you to do something.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Obviously, it's like a sacrifice. Like, they need to keep you alive so you can do something. And then they're going to kill you. Or they're going to keep you alive to kill you in a certain way. You don't know.
Yeah.
Get some more info. The thing talks. Talk to it.
Yeah, it needs your help. And there's a weird thing. The whole thing is just, I get why she's questioning his judgment here because he should be questioned. It's fucking weird that you were so cool with that intruder in the keep being there and making those weird comments.
Yeah, if it wasn't a Mriswith, it would have been just as weird if it was some guy. Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Bill. Bill, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm not going to hurt you. Okay.
Why are you here?
This thing's been sealed off like thousands of years, but cool. Yeah, we'll see you later. Exactly. There would have been a conversation. Like, what are you talking about?
How did you get here? Because, okay, we know they can go invisible, right? But they can't dematerialize. This thing didn't just pop up in the fucking... Like, as far as we know, they are beings.
Well, it couldn't have gotten through the shields either.
It shouldn't have.
No, well, you would assume not.
Right. So...
There's a lot of questions there.
Right. So your question to this thing should have at the very fucking least been, how are you here right now? Just tell me so that I know I can block that off if I need to.
Yeah, I feel like if the thing's not here to hurt you, then more of a conversation should have been had. If it was there to hurt you, or if you had, like, I don't know, some sort of standoff situation where there was a deal and a threat, but you were going to leave each other alone for right now, then I get not having, like, talking more. But because you guys were friendly, it's like, talk. Figure out what the fuck is going on, Richard.
Yeah. How the fuck did these things get here from the old world? Have a conversation. Anyways.
Well, I think maybe we need to calm down just a little bit. I'm a little stressed out. I don't get it. I don't understand. I feel like Berdine. And so, it is time for the beer break.
That sounds nice.
It is nice. It is nice, especially because today we have Trail Light Raspberry Ale from Arbor Brewing Company.
Nice and light and fruity.
It is very light and fruity. This is fantastic river beer. 99 calories. You know what? Why am I talking about calories before I tell you all that it clocks in at 4.3%? I guess that's kind of the draw to the beer. Is it's only 99 calories, 3 grams of carbs, and 0 grams of fat, if you care. But it is very delicious, and it's raspberry, so it's the best flavor ever.
It's low percentage, so if you feel like you have to drink the whole thing, you don't have to feel guilty, like the whole 6-pack, I mean. You don't have to feel guilty about getting that drunk, because it's low in calories and carbs. So,
well, like I said, it's perfect for the river. You can get a pack or 2 of these between 4 people, and you will all be fine.
You also didn't mention it was brewed with hibiscus.
Hibiscus.
I feel like that's a selling point that you needed to mention. Anyways, it's delicious, and I like it. And I'm going to get another one right now.
Cheers!
And we're back!
Yay!
So, Berdine and Richard continue to make their way down the tower towards where the Merizwith indicated the sliff was. The bottom of this tower is full of standing water and shit. This is why it smells bad, because standing water is not great. They are standing on a walkway just along the inside of the tower. Like, it rings the inside of the tower. It took me, like, 4 times of reading this to understand exactly what was happening. I don't know why my brain was having a disconnect. I think it's because they kept talking about platforms being in front of things, and I was like, we're in a tower. I don't know. It was hard for my brain. Basically, it's a tower with a railing along the inside, though. So they end up coming to this room with the door blown off, and soot and debris is everywhere, and pieces of the door is in the fucking water, and in some places, the stone looks like melted wax, so it was intense. Richard can tell that this happened recently because the mold and slime was clearly blasted off and hasn't had time to regrow yet.
Yeah, they said within the last few months, give or take. Which is, I mean, recently, if you're thinking about 3,000 years. Or thousands of years ago.
And if we're thinking about how the last time that anybody was at the keep was when Zed was there, and that was at, well, I guess this should have happened right around the time that Zed was there or left.
Could have been there, but we don't know that for sure. There was this guy in there we never...
Yeah. Okay, so there's like lightning all around the walls, and this is what made me kind of think that maybe it has something to do with Miss Sister of the whatever over with Toby.
Could very well be. We know that the Sisters of the Dark, anyway, have a certain command of lightning, as does Kaylin, but in a different way. Right. We also know that this was not Kaylin, for sure.
Right.
So, well...
No, it wasn't.
Because they hadn't gone to the
here.
keep.
They weren't down in there. They were in the keep, but they weren't in the basement of the keep.
But yeah, I mean, we can't really be sure, but we do have a few characters who are sus at this point.
Yes. And I mean, I don't think that this was the Merizwith who did this, because as far as we know, they don't have lightning and melting stone abilities.
Yet. No.
Berdine and Richard enter this round room that the door was obviously to, and it has a stone wall like a well taking up the center of the room. It's so deep he can't see the bottom. There's no top on it. seems super, super fucking safe. I think that you should not have deep holes that don't have bars over them or something, because that's just asking for a workplace incident.
I'm sure OSHA would not be
They
thrilled.
would not
Is
be
there
okay.
no rail? Why is this not painted bright yellow? Come on. Come on.
There's also a very, very old skeleton of a man on the floor. His clothes are rotted away. His bones are turning to dust. He, though, was obviously dead way before the blast that took the door, because you don't turn to bone in a couple months.
Unless, no, I was going to say, if the blast was that big, there probably wouldn't even be bones left. So,
yeah, I think
never mind.
The strong indicator was the fact that, first of all, they were turning to dust, but the clothes were also rotted away.
Yeah.
But the belt and the shoes weren't, so he's been there for a minute.
For a while.
Yeah. On the desk, there's a desk in the room too, by the way, I didn't mention that. There's a dried up inkwell, a pen, and a book. Pen, also, by the way, I noticed. I put quill in the notes first, and then I went back and I reread it. It's a pen. I don't know why that made me so weirded out. I don't know why I thought they didn't have pens, but
well,
they have pens.
I mean, yeah, okay.
I
was the same as you. Like, if you have an inkwell, then that's for a quill. But no, that's not true.
Yeah.
They do have pens. I think you have one. My
Yeah, I
grandpa
do.
used to use one with the refillable, where you stick it
A
in and then
fountain
you just...
pen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fountain pen. Thank you. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I put that in there because I was just like, oh shit, they got pens and shit. They're coming up.
Now, not the boxes of Orden, because we know that's kind of otherworldly, but there's a lot of things in the series that have very craftsman-minded designs, like intricate things. Even Richard's Sword of Truth is wire-wound with, like, words in it and very intricate. His scabbard is the same way, so they do have the ability to, like, fanciful metalwork. Could be gold, could be whatever. But yeah, they could make a pen.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
They have advancements in technology. Obviously not legit technology, but technology in the broader sense of the word.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Knowledge.
Anyways, yeah. Whatever. So
we stopped $1 million operation on they had a pen.
yeah. Well, it's just good to know, orient ourselves in this world. So when Richard is inspecting this book, he realizes that it's in High Daharan, and he shows Berdine. She's like, hey, Darkin showed me some texts that were thousands of years old, like 2,000-year-old text, and this is clearly far older than this. I can't read it. She could just pick out some words.
Yeah, so they have a rough idea of what it is, but they also have an idea that the knowledge is inaccessible to them.
And old as fuck.
Most of it. Yeah, and old as fuck. We also know then that this book has been in here with this guy, right?
Yeah.
Since he died at least, and he's thousands of years old too.
Yeah, if this text is older than 2,000 years old, then this man, his bones, have been sitting here for at least 2,000 years old. Old? Nope. I put an extra word there. You all know what I mean.
Years, yeah.
You all know.
Which would mean that the times that Kaelin was here at the keep, not necessarily in this room, obviously, but the time that Zed was here, that guy was down there the whole time.
And there goes the sliff was not accessible during all that time. Obviously, something in this room has not been accessed in all of that time.
Right. And now that it has... Now, granted, we don't exactly know what the sliff is at this point.
No.
But it must have been something that Zed, at least, maybe not Kaelin, but Zed, who knows the workings of this place, was not worried about, at least while he was there.
Or possibly not even aware of.
That's also true.
This room, if it was sealed off for 2,000 years,
or maybe that was the
would
fix.
Even know. Yeah.
That's why he wasn't worried about it, because it was sealed off.
Yeah. So, what Berdine can read in this book says something about success, and that success meaning the man is going to die there, which obviously came to pass. And Richard tries to think of a solution.
Mission accomplished, sir.
He tries to figure out how they can figure this all out, and he wonders what the dead dude was doing here, what kept the room sealed, and what the fuck ended up unsealing it so recently.
Yeah, and in such a big a fashion. Like, it was lightning and an explosion and melted stone and insanity to the nth degree. And it's been closed off for all this time.
Yeah.
So it must have been a major event.
And looking at timelines and comparing other things that were going on, like, I just defeated the Keeper, the Merizwith showed up right around then,